3-7. Richard, seconded by Jen Poirier. All those in favor? All those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Seeing none, so noted. Communications.
We have a couple of three letters from important staff that are not going to be leaving us. James Small, a high school art teacher, he's retiring in spring, June. Sandra Small is at Bloomfield, and Marty Tracy is a bus driver. He's going to be leaving us as well. And I also have a couple of, I have a letter from 4 high school kids addressing the Native American issue, and a petition from Andrew Woolman regarding the same issue. We'll get that the record.
Is there any school personnel who wishes to speak tonight? Seeing none. Are there any visitors who wish to speak tonight? Now, we're going to allow 4 people to speak tonight on the Indian name, and we're going to ask you to stay within about 2 minutes, and please be respectful. Mr. Steckes.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm Joel Steckes, and I've been a resident of Canaan for over 40 years. It's my honor tonight to present to you the signatures of over 4,000 of your constituents, asking that their voices be heard when it comes to their desire to maintain the Skowhegan Indian name. For 5 years, I've been privileged to serve about 8,500 citizens in our area as their voice in Augusta. As you may imagine, I have also been in the middle of some very contentious issues, just as you currently are. Never have I seen such a groundswell of local citizens in support of any single issue. If any board members voted to remove the name in hopes that it would end the issue, it appears to have had quite the opposite effect on at least 4,000 people who you were elected to represent. As a resident and taxpayer in this district, I would propose the board install a moratorium on any and all erasure or removal of Skowhegan Indian history until a free and fair referendum vote can be taken by the citizens of this district. Thank you for letting me speak tonight.
Is it all right if I stand here? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you, I guess.
All right. Sorry, it's an old accent. My name is Catherine Kelly. I'm addressed in the school board. I am writing this letter to appeal against the decision of the school board's vote on March 7, 2018 to retire the Indian name. I am asking the school board to let the public of this school district vote if the word Indian should be retired. I base my appeal on the means, not the why, the vote was made. I am not stating that I agree or disagree with the movement to remove offensive mascots. Due to the means, the vote was one shows the corruption within the school board members, leading to the public to have feelings of distrust towards any votes or decisions that were made by the school board members that day or any day in the future. At least 2 of the school board members, Derek Ellis and Catherine J. Weiler, have posted publicly they sat on the school board for the Dana's agenda with the sole intent to remove the Indian name. As reference, I have included screenshots written by both Derek Ellis and Catherine Weiler. I have 6, and I will.
We're not going to have names. We're not going to use names.
Oh, I'm sorry, but they're in here. There's 6 of them.
Thank you.
That I will, because.
Is that it? Are you through?
So, in conclusion, please understand that my appeal is being made in the attempt to restore the trust of the school board back to the public that makes makes up this school district. Sincerely, Catherine Kelly.
Okay, and now another person that has told me tonight that she wants to speak. I hope I'm saying your name right, I apologize. Cynthia Hernandez?
Salma Hernandez.
Yes.
I'm a retired Newark public school teacher with, can everybody hear me? With a really great idea, I think.
You need to address the board, please.
Thank you. And I've been allowed to read it. This proposal will provide an academic foundation for the school board to establish a method of finding a new mascot. The proposal seeks to initiate the selection of a new mascot and to establish a positive outlook and plan for which the entire community can look forward. A curriculum-based program would provide the academic foundation within which a new mascot can be discovered. A system-wide competition to foster the selection of a new mascot would empower the student body and redirect the energy towards a positive outcome beneficial to the entire community. By using the academic curriculum objectives within the domains of social studies, literacy, and media arts, students will be able to identify possible mascots, describe mascot characteristics, promote the mascot, and use ranked choice voting to select the new mascot. Acquiring a new mascot should be an activity that binds the academic community with its surrounding social community. By embracing the search in an established academic format, the Skowhegan School Board will be able to mark itself as present and forward-thinking for the benefit of the entire community. Thank you.
We are the Indians! We are the Indians!
We are in the middle of a meeting, folks. Is there somebody else who would like to speak?
On that issue or other issues?
On this issue, on the Indian name, please. Nobody? Do I see any hands? Okay. Come on up.
Hi, my name's Paul Murray. I don't represent Native American or even my community now. What it is people have been going up to other people that work for the town, that live in other towns, asking them to sign the petition, and they'll write in Skowhegan. And I have text messages to prove this. You know, so if the community is going to do it, let's do it honestly. Let's not do it dishonestly.
Check the names.
That's right, check the names, that's all you need to do. Thank you.
Anybody else that would wish to speak on the Indian name, please? Okay, the only thing I'm going to say on that tonight, the superintendent is going to address a couple things later on in the agenda, but tonight, I think, as a board, this is something that we certainly should have the discussion about, and we'll put that on the agenda in the next week or two. We want to make sure that you all heard. We hear you. I hear you loud and clear. So I think it certainly warrants a discussion by the board as to whether or not to put it to referendum. So, yes.
There's actually an extra petition in there for all the board members to sign.
Okay, is there anyone else who wishes to speak on a different subject tonight?
I would. I'd like to speak just to say, why are we letting just 23 members or however many people on the board decide what we're doing?
Exactly. We're trying to say.
Already said no.
Yeah. We all need to be heard.
So my name is James MacArthur. This is my daughter Madison. And I want to talk to you guys about bullying because it's important to me. Richard's challenge is a program that was introduced to the middle school years ago. My older daughter went through it. I talked to students out here today that went through it. It was a great program to stop bullying. My daughter, who's Hispanic, has been teased because of her heritage. My son, who goes to the same school, has been teased about his heritage. My daughter gets teased because she's short. Enough that she, 3 weeks ago, put a note in the principal's office saying that she didn't think life was worth living anymore. We've been so focused on this stuff, we forgot about all the kids in this school, okay? We need to get the money for Rachel's Challenge. I don't care where you get it. I'll pay extra taxes. But we need to get the programs back in here for bullying against our kids. My daughter deserves to come to school. And the money hasn't been there. As board members, all of you here tonight, I expect that you will find a way and work with every member in there to get this back in there. It's a great program. We need to worry about every kid, not just a couple. Every kid that comes to this school needs to know that they can come to school and not be bullied.
James, as you and I have already talked about, we are working on it. That is something that is very near and dear to my heart also, as far as kids being bullied. Okay, we're going to move on now to the rest
It's
of our
hard to
agenda.
hear you. I'm not front. I'm having a hard time really listening to you, and I'm hoping people back can hear you. I have a hard time.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Huh?
Yeah,
Last time you had.
Yeah, we need better.
Thank you. We're going to move on now to the rest of our agenda. Committee reports. I'm looking for a motion. The Finance Committee report of March 7th, 2019. I'm looking for a motion. Jeannie Franklin, seconded by Teresa Howard. Who's going to read that? Jeannie's going to read it.
The Finance Committee met on Thursday, March 7th, 2019 at the Scallion Area Middle School. The committee heard a presentation on the FY18 audit report from Auditor Amy Chase from Brendan, Kristen, and Willette. The auditor reviewed the annual financial report ending June 30th, 2018 and dated December 20th, 2018. They reported that the district's financial statements for 2018 contained an unmodified, unqualified audit opinion. There were no material weaknesses reported relating to internal controls. There was one less significant deficiency regarding internal controls, which is common to most school districts. Overall, the report was very positive, and the auditor congratulated the district and its office staff on these accomplishments. The general fund balance showed $1,998,602 in signed balances and $1,797,748 in unassigned balances. All expenditures for the general fund came in at or under budget. All other fund balances were positive. Grants and special programs, $189,042. School nutrition, $396,467. Adult education, $116,181. And capital projects of $1,481,174. This was an excellent audit report. The superintendent reviewed the first 2 quarters budget report for fiscal year of 19 with the committee. Both revenues and expenditures are on target for this time of year. 42.15% of the budget remains unexpended as of 3/7/2019. 31.48% of revenues remain outstanding. The committee thanked all involved in the management of the district's budget. The Finance Committee will meet in April, May to review the 3rd quarter budget report.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Jeannie? I think we forgot to vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Seeing none, they are so entered.
Thank you.
I am looking, I don't know, what's the date for this? I'm looking for a motion on the floor to accept the minutes of March 14th, 2019 of the sports service. Mark Bedard, seconded by Amy Rouse. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Our first item on the agenda was outdoor learning space. The Marty Stevens Learning Center is proposing building an outdoor classroom. There is an attached picture. The recommendation is that the school board approve the proposed outdoor classroom space near Marty Stevens Learning Center.
We have a recommendation on the floor. I'm looking for Teresa Howard, seconded by Jeannie Franklin. All those in favor? All those opposed? Is there any discussion? Seeing none.
The second item was the track grant update. The National Park Service is looking into changes in how the grant works directly with school property and the required commitment of boundaries. We're waiting to hear back from them at this point. The third item is scholarship establishment. The Quinn Family Scholarship in the amount of $3,025, and the trustees of the Cornville School Fund Award in the amount of $5,340.69. The recommendation is that the school board approve establishment of both scholarships as presented.
I'm looking for a motion on the floor to accept this recommendation. Amy Rouse, seconded by Derek Ellis. All those in favor? All those opposed? Are there any abstentions?
Fourth item was budget review. The draft of the status quo support services budget was reviewed. Work will continue on March 28th. And the final item was permission to accept funds. Canaan PTF has received a donation of $100 in memory of Alice Morton. Donation for the Berry family, from the Berry family of $60 for the school-based Canaan food cupboard. Skowhegan Area High School Athletic Department has received a donation of $500 from Skowhegan Savings Bank to support the ski team purchase of ski suits. And School Nutrition has received a donation from Hannaford for $88 for the free breakfast and lunch program. Recommendation is that the school board approve the above listed donations.
The recommendation on the floor, looking for a motion. Jeannie Franklin, seconded by Mark Bedard. All those in favor? All those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Does anybody have any questions for Jen tonight?
We'll meet again on the 28th at 6.
Thank you. Superintendent's report.
Thank you. I have very little to report under the first item of the planning process. The board voted 2 weeks ago. All we've done is nothing has changed in terms of, we're not taking any actions to change anything in the schools at this time at all. What we have done is made some calls around other school systems that have been through it, just to get a little bit of their wisdom. And basically the wisdom is, take your time, go slow. So I just want to assure people that there's nothing, and I showed the board of this last week, nothing's changed in how we're operating schools. There's no plan to change anything around imagery in the short run at all. We need more direction from the board on that issue if we do that. So really, we're just at the very infancy of just trying to just find out what other schools did, what worked, what didn't work, so we don't make any mistakes that we don't need to make. So that's really all we've done with that. So there's been no change, nor is there any immediate plan to do that. The advice was, take your time, go slow. The school districts that didn't do that ended up with a lot of issues. So I've communicated that with the board as well. Vacancies, nominations, recommendations is page 1 and page 2. We have support service and bus driver custodian, some coaches for the middle school, substitute teachers, and a couple school nutrition workers. I would place those names in nominations.
All those in favor of accepting those names? Jen Fortier, seconded by Teresa Howard. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Couldn't find it.
Oh, did I?
No. Assessments, every board meeting we report to the board how the towns are paying on their assessments. Canaan and Cornville have changed their match paid March already, they're current. Mercer, Norridge, Smithfield, and Skowhegan are paid through February, and their payment is due on the 20th, so we're right on the line. So I would expect that those would be in this week or next. So that's really good. A lot of school districts don't always have towns paying on time. Our towns are great in paying the bills. If we don't collect it on time, we have to go borrow money to make payroll and so forth. Status quo budget. The legislature's just starting to work on that in Augusta on the governor's proposals. We did get a bit of news today, or yesterday. As you know, one of the major issues in the school budget that's unknown was health insurance rates for us. We still don't know what ours are exactly, but they told us the most it will be is 7%. So last year, the most was going to be 9, and we were 7 point something. So, and our experience ratings are, we looked at how our employees have used insurance costs, because we're our own pool. So it looks like if we were 9 last year, we came in at, got 7. If we're now at the max of 7 and we got a better record, we might be 5, 4. Now that sounds like not a lot of money, but 1% increase is $60,000. Our health insurance premiums are $6.1 million. So it is a chunk of change. So, but that'll be a piece that we will have. But that's good that it isn't 10 or 11%. So we'll know where we are with that. Other than that, we don't have any new numbers to crank in. But that's and also the good news is they've indicated that they're going to let us know what our rates are in very early April. So it isn't going to be like May like it has been in the past. So we'll know within a couple of weeks, I think, what our rates are. So that's the last big missing piece for us in our budget development. The school calendar, we've got a new draft in there for you. There's a slight change. We met with the Teachers Association to have them look at it. They were okay. A couple of people had a couple of suggestions, but they were not significant. The one change that we did make here is if you look at March, there's a workshop day that was scheduled on the 9th, which is a Monday. If we move that back, I don't think it was back and up, whichever that is, back to the 2nd, that falls on Norridge's election day, which means that would be a no school day if we did that, so there would be no kids in the building, and that's always been an issue. We try to minimize the number of days when the voting takes place in the schools. So I'd recommend that we make that adjustment, so from March 9 to March 2nd, and that will give one less day that we'll have to have the election for the kids in the school there. So with that, I would recommend that you adopt the calendar.
All those in favor of adopting this calendar?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yes,
question.
yes, Richard.
Is 5 days enough for snow?
Well, we've used 5, and you know, we did a maneuver here a few weeks ago to give us a 6th one, off the workshop day. I think it's always served us well. We've rarely ever gone over. Now tomorrow morning, maybe Dave and I got to 4 o'clock on those mornings to talk about what the weather's going to be. So we'll see. But I think it is, Richard. I mean, because some districts don't even put any any days in. They just let it go. However many days they use, people just have to work and figure it out. But I've always found that people make plans around that calendar, even though you tell people it's not cut in stone. I think we're okay, Richard. I think we are. But I mean, that's up to you. If you folks want to add a 6th day, right now we'd be getting out on a Monday for 5 days. That would mean we'd be getting out on June 10th, on the 16th, which would be Tuesday.
Or we can do what we did this year.
Yeah, we
Change
could.
around a day if
We
necessary.
could. Right. I mean, I think I've had storm days in April before, but because as you know, this winter's been strange because it's been so wet, a lot of sleet, freezing rain, and that stuff, which is harder than just So I'm okay with this, but I got married to a Richard. If that's something that
We've got that March 2nd workshop.
we do.
Yeah,
we do.
It's pretty in line with the other districts that we have
It
to be
is.
in line with.
It is. That's a good point, Jen, is that our school calendar can't be significantly different than Madison, Anson's, or Pittsfield's, because we share the same vocational center. So the state law requires that it be relative you have some variance, but you can't be out much. And this day, this March date was already out of sync day to begin with. When we were having it on the 9th, that was still not, that was not coinciding with everybody else to begin with. So moving it didn't make any difference. We're just still not all the same.
Is there any other discussion or questions for Brent concerning the calendar?
I don't have enough calendar.
What's that?
No, I'm all set.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was through, I'm sorry.
We do.
I will take a motion time. Seconded by Teresa.
There you go. Well, we might have the whole year off, I do.
Well, the calendar is one of those sought after pieces. We get lots of calls in my office. We don't adopt the calendar by now. Because people like to make their vacation plans around it.
Okay, so all those in favor of the motion to accept the calendar, raise your hands. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none?
Approval of this is a little wishful thinking. Approval of the drama team to attend the 2019 New England Drama Festival, because we haven't won the state one yet. To know that we're going. So, we have a policy that says the board has to approve out-of-state travel. So they won't know the outcome of where they're going to be until after this meeting. So I'm just asking for approval for the kids to go to the New England Drama Festival if they end up being in them.
With the condition that they win the state.
Correct.
I'll make that motion.
Linda has made the motion that we, and seconded by Goff.
I have a question.
Question?
Where is it?
Cranston, Rhode Island.
It's in Rhode Island.
Is there any other discussion? Questions? All those in favor?
Just real briefly, is there a rough idea of cost?
Really, I think that we already budgeted the fees and so forth. It's just about the van that we did that. We can't send our yellow school buses out of state, so we have to have a different way to do it.
One more question. Is that a day trip?
No, they stay the
No, it's
weekend.
over 98.
All those in favor of allowing the drama team to go? All those opposed? It's a vote.
Okay, I got the vote. On your calendar for meetings, so the budget one that Darcy had. You may, that wasn't in the packet necessarily, or was it? Maybe it was. Well, you've had it in the past, it's the one that looks like this. You just need a date change, is that, down at the bottom where the district budget meeting is scheduled for May 21st, that's a Tuesday. That's in conflict with the award ceremonies for senior kids. It was last year too. So we moved it last year to Monday, we just need to do it again. So instead of May 21, it will be May 20th. You all with me?
Yep.
We didn't catch that earlier. And then another piece of information is that our own Haley Fleming is going off to the 276th FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia. And so he wanted me to make sure you knew that when he's not here between March 29th and June 17th-ish, I use that term, he won't be here. He just wanted to make sure you knew that he would have a legitimate place to be.
Good for you.
He'll be back.
We wish you all the best.
Try to make you proud.
I think that is it.
Okay, are there any questions for Brett before we move on? Yes.
Just one question, Brent. When you were talking on your first item about the planning process.
Yeah.
Dixie had mentioned previously about, a discussion for the board about doing a public vote.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't mention that. Is that something that you see in when you plan, or when you're thinking about our discussions, is that something that you see us discussing as well?
The planning process that I was referring to was implementing the vote that you guys took. If you folks do something different than that, that obviously would affect what any kind of plan would look like. But that was not, when I wrote this last Friday, it was just to update people on where we are in the planning process to implement what you folks voted on the 7th. So, and so we don't have a plan yet, so that would adapt based upon what you folks do.
Jen?
So just to clarify for everybody here, though, Dixie, you mentioned that we can put it on the agenda for like the next meeting so the board can at least discuss it.
Yes.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Jen has asked if we could put it on the agenda for the next meeting for the board to discuss, rather than putting it to a referendum vote. I say And I just want to say on that issue, I just want you guys to know that we have heard you. And it is my goal to make sure that you continue to feel like you have been heard.
Not really.
That's it, we're done.
Yep. Can you repeat that? I can't hear you. I didn't hear you. I cannot hear you back here.
Can you move on to the assistant superintendent?
So I had mentioned, I'm going to pass these around. At the last meeting of the Program Policy Committee, I have been in communication, because it was mentioned at a prior board meeting, with a representative from Rachel's Challenge, ironically, since it was brought up tonight. And he has provided us with information, so I'm sending that around the room so that you have that. He is getting us pricing information on that, and I'll be able to give you details at the next program policy. Yeah. So I had intended to hand that out, so it just so happened.